Chapter 95. Mathael, the Precursor. Thomas says, "You now think that you have made a great prediction, and we would not have learnt it without you? Despite all the highest wisdom you have heard now, in more than half a year, you are still a poor, foolish twit. At what time have light and darkness not opposed each other as enemies? When have life and death ever gone walking together hand in hand? When have the furious hunger and full satisfaction reached a hand towards one another in the peace of paradise? Idiot! It goes without saying. If the highest and clearest light penetrates the thickest darkness of the earth from heaven, it will not happen without counteraction. Look at the immeasurable ice fields of the enormous Ararat. They do not melt at the least warmth, as the wise Egyptians decide according to colour and thickness of the ice and snow. But just let the heat of summer from Ethiopia reach such ice fields, and soon all the ice will become water. But woe to the valleys, which then are flooded by this water. And look, whatever would be materially unavoidable will certainly remain even less spiritually in the future. But if we begin to preach the gospel of God with a sword in our hand, we will awake the sword of the world against us all the sooner. If we begin it with the weapon of peace, which is called love, we will also find peace many times over. It goes without saying that such a gift from heaven will see war and all sorts of battles over time, as long as the material world remains, due to the divine order, what it always was, still is, and will be and remain. And this needs no prophecy, but due to the fact that paganism will be shown to be basically laughable and foolish in its fullest emptiness to people of any more mature insight in the way and manner of Mathael, at least the two powerful and destructive counter-battles will not be called against us in an all-devastating intensity. If you have appreciated even a little what I have just shown you, the fullest nonsense of the prophecy that you made to me must seem to shine like the midday sun into the eyes of a man fast asleep. Judas says, "Yes, yes, you are truly always wise, Thomas, and everything that I say must be foolish. I should think about things well before I put them into words. And look there, I just opened my mouth, and everybody attacks me because of the foolishness I speak, like the lion a lamb. Yes, one must want to explode in anger like a puffed-up bullfrog. From now on, I will not say another syllable, but will be as quiet as a log. Then you will have nothing to disagree with." Thomas says, "Yes, do it. Then you will be a wise man." Here, Mathael calls Thomas and says to him, "I thank you in the name of good things that you have given Brother Judas such a modest pointer. For it did not hurt him in the least, and perhaps what he sees as an insult to his mind will be useful to him in the next world. For there is still no trace of any inner wisdom, and there will probably never be any in his life. But leave him for now, for his soul is not from above, and his spirit is too small and too weak to soften his worldly soul and to animate it like yours. Here I step up and say to Mathael, truly, there are few tools such as you, and I must therefore give you my praise. Just you continue, and you will be an apostle for another, whom I will awake only later from among my enemies, an efficient forerunner among the heathens. And now I will give you the fullest assurance that you and your 4 brothers will never fall back into your illness that was so hard to bear. But you will have to distribute your 4 brothers and show them the fully correct path. We will from now on remain a few more days here, and tomorrow, as the Sabbath, some things will happen where you can give me good help. For you are one who does not fear the world or death, and therefore you are a very efficient tool for me. But now lead me to Helena, for she has an extra large, secret longing for me, and so we want to visit her and strengthen her. Mathael says, O Lord, what an endless mercy for me. You, my Creator, let me lead you to her, who is as much your creation as I am. But the maiden is pure and full of good will. She certainly knows nothing about sin, and therefore it is worth the effort to strengthen such a heart, through which later 1,000 times 1,000 can be strengthened.